Reanimal was insane. So if you don't know, this is the newest game from Tarsier Studios, and they are the developers of Little Nightmares and Little Nightmares 2. And I love Little Nightmares 1 and 2, and I've been super hyped for this game ever since seeing the trailers, and I gotta say, after playing it, it is another amazing game from the studio. They do such a good job of putting you in the middle of these dark and twisted worlds. And I think this is some of the best work that the studio has done. You can definitely tell that they have improved their skills with time. Another thing here that they are just so good at is putting you in these eerie environments and giving you these atmospheres of just uneasiness. And one thing that stood out to me that I really enjoyed was the level layout. There were spots along the way where you would stop and try to figure out a puzzle, but you really couldn't solve it, and so you'd have to leave and go somewhere else, and you could be playing a whole other chapter before going back and solving that puzzle that you saw almost an hour before. And so there was back and forth that they did with the levels here that made the world feel very connected. Another thing here too that the studio just does super well is their monsters. And if you've seen the trailers for the game, you know there are some really wacky ones in here. They have the ones that are featured in the marketing, so not really spoilers here as far as design looks. If you haven't played the game yet, there are a couple more here that aren't really as teased in the trailers, so I won't really dive into those here. But I think all of these really did stand out in their own unique way. Another thing here that is in the positive is the story, specifically the ending and just how twisted it is. And the thing that I really love about the games that the studio produces is they don't really dive into the backstories or give you a ton of dialogue to really spoon feed you what's going on. Instead, it's a lot more subtle, and you have to really look into things, get all the secrets, and then put the pieces together to figure out what they're actually trying to tell you in their video game. I think that is just really unique, and I love that. It's what I loved about Little Nightmares, is just after playing the games, going back, watching theory videos, trying to understand what actually is going on. And this game is no different. After finishing this game, I was just like, what the heck is actually going on here? And I just love that about these games. Another thing here that I think was just a really awesome thing that they did was the ability to do couch co-op. You can just sit down with somebody else, grab another controller, and play through this game. And I think that it just gives a really great experience. Of course, it is really cool that they allow you to do that if you have friends online, but yeah, if you can just bring a friend over, or you have a significant other and you just want to play together, it really is a positive. And I wish more games like this were able to do that, because I think it really is a fun experience. I'm not going to jump into any of the specific story details here. If you guys like this video and want to see spoilers on this and hear my thoughts on that, leave a like. I'll know that you want to see that, and maybe I'll come back and do an updated video talking the spoilers of the game. I don't really have anything negative to say about this game. I think overall it was amazing, and I really cannot wait until the DLC comes out later so we can put together even more pieces of this puzzle that they've given us. But I will say, if I am ranking the 3 games that they've done, I would put this one in second place under Little Nightmares 2. And I have a couple of specific reasons why I would do that. One, Little Nightmares 2 is one of my favorite games of all time. You can see in the back here, I have a Mono plushie. I actually cosplayed as Mono for Halloween a couple years back. So I just really loved Little Nightmares 2, and the specific reasons why I love Little Nightmares 2 is I do love the characters, the character designs. I also love the atmosphere in the world of Little Nightmares. I think too that the bosses within Little Nightmares 2 are all very memorable. And honestly, that ending to Little Nightmares 2, it just stuck with me for weeks after playing it. And to this day, I still think back onto that ending and just how much like it made me feel. And it's not every day that a video game is able to do that. And so it's just a very special game for me. And so that's why I would have this one above Reanimal. I will say, if I am saying Little Nightmares 2 is a 10 out of 10 type of game, I am saying Reanimal is a 9.5 out of 10. Right there. I mean, they are super close. Overall, this is another amazing game from Tarsier Studios, and I cannot wait to see what they do in the future, if they continue the Reanimal story after they give us the DLC, or if they move on and give us something brand new. I will be looking forward to it, and I will be playing it the weekend it comes out. But yeah, that's just my quick thoughts on Reanimal. Be sure to let me know yours down in the comments. And subscribe if you want to become my newest best friend. Thank you so much for watching, and keep talking nerdy.